Hello, guys. Thanks for being here for the first episode of the making of B.I.O.T.A or Road to B.I.O.T.A, as you prefer. I'm Ivan, aka Small Bros, which is the name of my studio. And here with me, virtually, because it's not in the same room, we are about 2,000 kilometers away, is Yuhi, my
Hello.
director. And hi, Yuhi. Thanks for being
Hello.
here
It's
too.
awesome to be
And
here. Thank you very much.
and he is taking care about all the technical stuff and all the technicals and stuff like that. Sorry, I have to apologize in advance because I'm going to make a mess with my English because at least you will be you will laugh very much because I will make a mess with the words, inventing phrase and stuff, but sorry, forgive me for that. I try to do my best. Um, let's start talking about a little bit of myself and what I do, what I did in the past. I used to be a game designer, and I worked for a lot of stuff like mm, motorcycle game and kart games. So if you guys are into this kind of game, probably you have played a game in which I was involved into. Like, I don't know if you are a super fan of motocross or MotoGP or stuff. Probably you have played one of the game I've been into. But since 2019, I decided to drop my job to start my own game. To be honest, I've already made a game by my own while I was working as a designer, but I don't want to to talk about it because it was like an experiment. I don't know, it's something I did to just to how to say improve my skills and learn stuff about making games. So let's say B.I.O.T.A is my first real and professional product
Ivan,
in the market.
you know that you will not run away from the questions about your first game. I mean
yeah, yeah. I fear that this will this happen, but it's not a secret. You can just sorry, you can just find it very easily. um, Googling my name or Small Bros on the web. So okay, yeah, and I started making B.I.O.T.A in the kind of in the half of 2019. And but it has to be a pretty different game from what is had become later. For example, now my game is set in space and in future, but at the very beginning, my design was to set this game on Earth in a kind of environment like if you guys watch the other stream the last days and watch the stream about the looter, my very first idea of setting for my game is something like the environment the guys made for the looter, so kind of post-apocalyptic exclusion zone like environment. But I decided to change the setting in an environment in which I am more comfortable, because I wasn't sure that I would be able to create a good mood in this kind of post-apocalyptic, post-nuclear setting. So I decided to swap the entire setting into an environment in which I'm more comfortable. And yeah, so I'm not say a big fan of, but I'm about into this kind of sci-fi, classic sci-fi stories and movies, like movies from the 70s and the 80s. So I decided to go this way and create a plot that is kind of classical, because we got a lot of themes that are super spoiled in this kind of story. But I tried to even make some, I don't know, some plot twist or something different. But
Some
yeah,
like
I
Alien
left.
and this movies like Alien, Dune.
Yeah, Alien, Dunes. Yeah, Dune. I got I take a lot of stuff from Dune, and we will see later. Also, um, I don't know if you guys know the movie um, Soil and Green. I know it's a movie from the 70s, a super classic. Yeah, I take um, here and there from this stuff and to make my world and the story. Um, okay, let's talk about a little bit about the genre of the game. We can swap to the okay.
I'm checking the movie, the Soylent Green you were talking about, and
Yeah, it's a movie from the 70s. Yeah, probably is something very old that feel very old now, but it's a super classic story with all the cliche of this kind of sci-fi story, like I don't know, mega corporations, humanity that overpopulation, lacking of food, pollution, all this stuff you can see in the very old movies, sci-fi movies. Also, in other movies, I really from which I really grab stuff is um, the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. No,
Minority. No, it's not Minority.
um,
I know what you mean. One
yeah,
second. Um, Total Recall. Yep.
yeah, Total Recall. It's a movie I watched hundreds of times, but at the moment I didn't have the title. Yeah, Total Recall, because most for the mutation stuff and colonization of Mars and the solar system. Okay, now I want to talk about a little bit about the genre of the game. My game is I like to call it a Metroidvania, but not so typical Metroidvania, because um, let's say in a super classic Metroidvania, like I don't know, Castlevania or Metroid, that are the two pillars of this genre. Um, you have an entire open world map in which you can get easily lost, and I don't say it's a bad thing, because I love this game, and probably everyone love this game because it's so perfect to me. Especially Symphony of the Night probably is one of my favorite game ever. But sometimes you can get lost, and you don't know how to go, where to go, and what to do, because you have this entire map and so huge, and you can get lost pretty easily, and you have to focus a little bit to understand what to do or where to go. And I wanted to make a map that perform like this. Let me show you. Okay, you can see now the, map. Now I've unlocked only one, only one level because it's first one, and I can enter it. And as you can see, every let's call it levels, but they are not levels in the classical meaning. When you complete one level, you can just use the teleport system here, which is an elevator. You have to imagine it like the tubes in Futurama, something like that can transport you in different zones in a split second. Once you complete one zone, you can just return easily to the headquarters, and you can decide that you can proceed linearly, like a linear platformer or a game or a linear game, or get rid of the teleport system and perform it like a classic Metroidvania. The good thing here is that each level are connected to each other to only one point, only into an access point. So it's very easy to I don't have the word. It's easy to navigate the map.
Yep.
Yeah, navigate the map. Yeah, because I want to make this game really stress-free for the player, because I did a lot of mistakes in my previous games, so I learned something about it, and yeah, I wanted to make this game so user-friendly. For example, even the saving points or the saving system are super user-friendly, because you can just save anywhere you want. For example, now I cannot save because I got enemies in this room. But if I get rid of all these enemies,
I got a question about the save system.
I can save. Yeah.
If you move from with the stoop from one zone to another zone, and if you save, the enemies will respawn or not?
Yeah, the enemy respawn.
Okay.
Because I had been a little unsure about to go for respawn or not, but then decided to go for respawn because for the first thing, you can just grab a lot of resource and stuff from enemies that you killed, so it's a no-brainer. I don't have to calculate precisely the amount of resource in the whole game, because you can just return in a previous room and kill enemies and take resource from them.
So you can a bit farm. You can make a farm a bit.
Yeah,
resources,
yeah. Yep. But I take I put a break on this because as you can see in the upper side of the screen in the HUD, you have this kind of gems that are the currency in the game. In the for now, you can collect only 200 of these, but you can unlock other stuff that allows you to collect more and more. So you don't need to do like this, tuck and farming, because it's useless. You can just collect money for 200 now, and then you can just take other stuff that allows you to collect more and more. And I don't know if it's clear that, but Yeah, it's something I wanted to put to make a break into savage farming of money and ammos. Also, ammos are limited. Not the ammos of the primary weapon, but the secondary weapon that we are going to see later.
So with the limitation of the gathering of the gold, a person cannot be like overpowered in the early game. Like one person is
sure.
farming, and then he just boosts the game because he's OP.
Yeah, it's useless to farming a lot of money because you can get over to 200 for now, and then 400 and 600. So you can just collect the stuff just going through the game. You don't need to go back and forth to two screens to making money. So yeah, I think I found a perfect compromise between respawning with a little farming and not respawning at all. Because not respawning enemies at all, at one point you can see the entire world empty. So if you have to do a little backtracking or stuff, the game really seem like I don't know, boring. I tried to limitate as much as I could the backtracking, but sometimes you have to, for example, to reach a store or I don't know, reaching a point of interest. So I think in this kind of game, respawning the enemies is the way to go, with some tweaks.
Yeah, you need to tweak it because if it's only respawn, people will abuse the system. If they can get something from it.
Yeah, in fact, the breaking stuff is the limitation on ammos for the second weapon and the limitation on money you can carry. Okay.
Okay, what's next? What's next? What you gonna? Just don't die, please. Just don't die.
No, I probably won't die because I forgot to take the teleport. Okay, so I can easily return to the...
Yeah, you died.
I can easily return to the headquarters. I don't know why I skipped to take the teleport, which is this stuff here that allows you to teleport anytime at the base like that.
Yeah,
I was already in the base, but
I got a request. My God, a question from the chat. Onyx Games is asking how many design of enemies you got in the game at the moment.
There are 40 and 5 bosses. No, 4 bosses for now. I have to finish the 5th one. So let's say, yeah, 40 enemies and 4 bosses for now.
That's quite a lot.
Yeah, it was challenging to really have enough ideas to make 40 different enemies and their behaviors and all the stuff. So,
and you know what people will say? We want more. We want more.
yeah, probably. Yeah, and the funny thing is that the more you get into creating monsters and enemies, the more uncooler your ideas become, because in the first 10 enemies you are super hyped and you've got a lot of ideas and making stuff and taking care a lot of details and animation. When you are about 30-40 enemies, you are you really don't know how to what to invent more and what to place in the game. So if you guys have some ideas about not enemies but also other stuff like weapons or characters, please let me know. Just make keep in touch in the on Discord and or other social networks and let me know.
So just
Now I
spam
want
Ivan on
to
Twitter.
yeah. I want to present the characters because one of the most peculiar aspect of this game is that you can just swap your character anytime during the game by returning into the headquarters. You start with the 4 characters, which is the core team of your squad. The squad, by the way, is called the Gemini squad, as is it's formed by veterans and ex-soldier and convicted, stuff like that. Something like the A-Team from the TV series from the 80s, but set in space. So that kind of characters, like tough guys. I don't know. Let's start with the first one, which is Ace. Is the captain of the group. He's American, and during the game you can read some of his dialogue and easily understood his behavior, like a little brash character, but I don't know, like a typical Marines drill sergeant, something like that. I used, as you can imagine, I used Hulk Hogan for this portrait, and
yeah, I wanted to say that he looks really close to Hulk Hogan with this.
yeah, I've only added a cap and a band on his eye to make it more menacing. I don't know.
More respectful, maybe.
Yeah, and I want to show you a little bit his weapons. You got a submachine gun. It's very fast, and hand grenades. Yeah, I use a lot of particles for explosions.
They look pretty nice. Yeah,
okay.
Sorry to interrupt you, because from the chat, Yellow Crusher is saying that there shall be an enemy chasing you relentlessly like Terminator. Slow, relentless, always pressing you on. That's an idea for maybe a New Game Plus.
Yeah, yeah, probably. I'm reading the chat right now. If okay, now I got the.
Maybe that's an idea for the next game.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I want to present you the second one, which is my favorite one. It's Kirill from Russia. The first thing you can see that is a little strange is it's his age. It's 187 because he's a mutant. In fact, he was born kind of in our days, a little in the past, but he was a soldier that was involved in some experiment to create a super soldier that gives him super strength and super longevity. But the whole stuff transformed him into a mutant. So yeah, it was a taken given. Also, you can see his blood type. That is something that doesn't exist because I imagine that in the future probably blood type, if you are going to encounter aliens or mutants or androids or stuff, probably blood type are the four classic blood type aren't enough to describe the whole human beings. So I've added some other stuff, like you can see the blood type is Theta plus. That is something I invented by myself. Yeah, this is probably the opposite of the previous one, because he got a very strong, a very powerful handgun, like a thermic gun, that is slower but very powerful. Can destroy a barrel or an enemy in 2 shots, or one, maybe 2 shots. And for the second weapon, he got this stuff that is, I call it mine, but I had to change because it's not really a mine. It's more remote controlled explosive. Like you can place it and make it explode like yeah, like a remote controlled explosive. And this one is my favorite one because I don't know, I really like it. So, and for the portrait here, it's not so it's not as clear as the previous one, but I used Dolph Lundgren from that is this actor from the 90s, the one who made Ivan Drago from Rocky 4. Yeah, the third one is this one. Yeah, this character is the only one stuff that remained from the very first concept. In fact, you can see he's named the Stalker because is the very first concept I made for this game, and yeah, he got this kind of super typical Stalker outfit, like gas mask, cape, and used mantle and stuff like that. And when I was thinking about his origin, I had been pretty sure to make him from Mars, because the Mars environment really fits very good with the style of these characters. He got the shotgun, which is probably the strongest weapon in the
sorry to interrupt you. I got a question because there is like a wave of the character, the height of the character. Is it doing something for the game, like moving speed or something like that? Because every character is a bit different in the description.
Yeah, you're right, but it's only something I want to. No, the height and the weight doesn't affect the gameplay of the character. Not because I'm lazy and I don't want to, and I don't want to tweak the speed and the power of the jump speed, I don't know, of the characters. But in a game like this, if you tweak the speed or the jumps of the characters, it could be a pretty bad trap, because for example here, these jumps, you have to design the entire world basing on the weakest and the slowest. So every character that has more speed or more jumps are useless, because all the world have to be built taking care of the slowest character and the ones that have that has the weakest jump. So that's why I decided to go for giving all the characters the same speed and ability.
So those information is something like trivia, like lore, something like that. Yep.
Yeah.
That you can, I don't know, think I am this guy, I'm like a big bad boy, and I'm gonna shoot you,
right.
something like that.
Yeah, because you see the entire group of characters are made only in a little bunch of pixels. So if you look only at the in-game sprite, you really don't have a really connection to your character. But having this chart with a little more information about them and the large portrait can create some, how to say,
attachment?
some attachment between the player and his character. So while you play with Kirill or Ace, you can imagine his face because you have seen this before in the chart, and you can imagine that he's a strong guy, or you can imagine the shape of his weapon and stuff. So yeah, it's something that I want to put to make more to make the character not really story but background more deep, instead of using only these little puppets you use during the game. Okay, let me show you the third
That's
one.
a good idea, to be honest. You know, I think about it because it's not like I don't know, player 1, 2, 3, and everyone is the same, only looks a bit different. It got something like, how to say it, a soul, maybe something like this.
Yeah. Okay, this one is the fourth one. This one is probably has got the strangest, the weirdest specialty of the world group. He's from Brazil. He's a sniper, essentially. He got a sniper rifle that is very slow, but can target enemies or stuff really long range, as you can see. He's very good. This one in the during the street platforming, into the street platforming section of the game. And his secondary weapon is this one, which is the sniper rifle. You can, in the screen it's kind of useless, but you can see that is more useful in other part of the game. But you can target every enemy in the screen, so you can clear your path and go easily.
Oh, I didn't notice you added a bubble when he is shooting. Yep.
Yeah.
One shot kill, something like that. Target down.
Every every character has this stuff. It's something nice I want to add. So
that's a nice touch.
Yeah, I don't know how I came out with this, but I think that it's nice, so I leave it. Not a big deal.
I got a question from Onyx about the changing of the characters. Do I have to go to the main hub, or I can change anytime I need the characters?
No. This one, this time you have to return to the base and change. It's something different from your game, because in Yanoshik 2 you can swap the character, and every character has his own ability to proceed in the game. For mine, I decided to work a completely opposite way, because the entire game can be finished using any of the character. You don't need to swap the character in order to pass some stage or another. Of course, some characters are more useful in some place than in others, but you can just finish the game using only one. You don't have to change the characters. So for swapping the character, you have to return here and decided to take another one. Just because you don't have to. It's up to you. So yeah, you have to return the hub in short. Okay, very interesting. Okay, thanks. Okay, and this four is your bunch of characters. I forgot to tell you about the story of the game because this group of soldiers had been hired by a mega corporation that own a mining complex on this asteroid to investigate about a biological agent, which is called the agent, that is capable of taking possess any sort of beings or animals or plants, fungus, or even computers, and
so it mutates everything that is get in touch. Yep, something like that.
Yeah, and kind of taking control over it. So it's something like we've seen in the movie The Thing, the movie from the 80s. I don't know if you guys watched it. It's a movie with Kurt Russell in the in the South Pole when this.
Didn't they make a remaster of it, like a remake?
Yeah. There's also a remake. Both of the movies are kind of good, but I prefer the first one. Anyway, there you have I was reading the chat. Braiku, the dev, said that the movie The Thing scared a lot.
Yeah, I got the same.
Yeah.
I got the same. I feel you, bro.
Yeah, in fact, for being a movie from the 80s, is the special effects are pretty gore and scary. Yeah. Anyway, in that movie you got this strange and undefined biological agent that enter into people and animals. Here is something similar, but the agent in B.I.O.T.A can also reach machines and bacteria, all the environment, all the ecosystem, and also artificial stuff. So it's a little it's kind of evolution of the alien in the thing. And okay, this four is the main bunch of your character that you can use from the beginning, but then you can unlock two more during the game. I have to use cheat to unlock them. So the first one is this one. Okay, a character just pop up in here. This is a robot. You can purchase in one of the store in the map. As you can see, this one has a slightly more powerful weapon, because it's one you can unlock. So I think that it was cool to make it a little more powerful. I got the like rotating barrel machine gun, which is a super fast machine gun, as you can see, but has a really poor range. So it's more a character for close range fighting, and also for a secondary weapon, you got a rocket launcher. That is this one. For this character, I got inspired by Bender in Futurama. So, in fact, Bender, if you are into Futurama, you can remember that he's only probably 5 or 6 years old, and in fact, I want to give this character an age of 2, because probably he was created not so long ago, and he weighs a lot because he's making out of metal, so probably is heavier than 300 kilos. And for the blood type, I use this joke like he got the 5W13 is something you see on the motor oil. For example, my car uses this kind of oil, and I want to put it as instead of blood type. And every time I show this stuff on social media, the people appreciate this stuff. And the nation is something it's something I invented, but not so completely invented, because Triton is a real satellite in around Neptune. But I want to add one, because I imagine that in future, probably with colonization of the space, probably there will be more Triton, for example, Triton 2, Triton 3, I don't know. So I want to add one to the original one, so people can imagine that. Probably people that are into astronomy can imagine that there will be more than one in the future, because this game is set in the near future. As you can see, this character is still born in the SSR, and he's got 187 years, so you can easily calculate the year in which this game take place. And is not so distant, so it's the entire setting is setting in the solar system, not in the entire universe like Star Trek or Star Wars and stuff, or even Starship Troopers are set in more large environment. For this one, I want to set the story inside the solar system, because it's not credible that in only less than 200 years the humanity are able to expand their colonies outside the solar system. So I place some things during the game that can give the players the idea that the entire setting is inside the solar system and not the whole universe. Now I want to show you the last the sixth one, the 6 characters.
Okay. Cheat codes,
and one characters pop out. Okay, this one is Jade, and Another time is a character you are going to unlock during the adventure. You have to save her in the during the second stage, and she's a scientist that got lost while investigating about the agent, and you have to save her. And once you rescue her, she became a fixed member in your squad, and you can select her and use her whenever you want. I didn't give her a weapon, but a super cool ability to craft some medkit. So you can just spawn a medkit and have more healing point for your character. Or you can just drop one medkit around the map and leave it there, and then you can use it with another character, so you can just put a little strategy into the game with this character.
So you can just go, but it will not disappear if you change characters. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
You can
the same mechanic uses the mines and everything, or not?
No, the mine disappear. The mine you have to drop and use with your character.
Mm-hmm.
With the medkit, instead you can just drop and leave there and use with another character. Because in this game, you for healing your character, you have to use this stuff, this medical robot. I don't know how to call it. By the way, it's a stuff for healing. You got one here and others in the map. But if you want to heal yourself on the go, you have to return here in the headquarters and then teleport at the beginning of the stage using the teleport system. But if you, for example, place some medkit in the map in some strategical point, you can get an advantage on it. So yeah, I think it's a pretty cool stuff to use. As a primary weapon, I gave her this kind of straightforward gun. It's a completely average, straight to the point gun, because it got an average power, average speed and accuracy, and range. So it's pretty straightforward weapon.
And she's Canadian, yep?
Yeah, she's from Canada. I don't know why.
Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada.
Yeah. And this one, these six characters are the entire group you have in your first adventure. But after that, you can unlock other characters. I've already prepared one, which is this one. It's a Japanese character. Is a super strong character. In fact, as you can see, he can make an explosion with only his primary weapon. So his main weapon is strong as other secondary weapon from other characters. Because I said, okay, you've already finished the game, so having a super strong character, you can give the drive to maybe repeat the game using this one and only have fun, destroy everything. I don't know. And as a second weapon, he got this kind of shockwave storm that target every enemy in the screen. So with one button, you can just clear the entire screen and
he's OP.
Yeah, definitely OP, but it's okay because yeah, as I said, it's a character you want to choose for just having fun and yeah, and try to complete the game in a different way. Like if you remember the first Metal Gear Solid, when you finish the game, the first one, you can unlock the bandana that gives you infinite weapons, and the stealth that gives you invisibility. And with these two stuff, you are totally overpowered. So I want to do something similar here and give you a character that are super powerful, just to have fun repeating the game another time. But I plan to make other characters like this one. That is a character I've only I didn't even have a chart for her now, but is this one between my character and the black one. He's a she, and she had to be kinda a neat man. I don't know, like a neat man, like I don't know, and in between a neat man from Kill Bill and I don't know, Tiger from Future Man, if you guys watched it. By the way, yeah, but probably I want to show you the making of this character during the next stream, like because now she got only walking animation and idle animation, so she can still, of course she can jump, but the animation doesn't change, as you can see.
So there's nothing more like shooting something.
No, she can shoot and she can do anything.
So I got a question. I think will we see making of her, I don't know, animation of shooting, I don't know, special ability and such? In the future? Can we see? Will we see you making this like this character from she's right now like
from scratch? Yeah. I want to make some making of this character live on live dev, maybe adding some new animation and see how them works in the engine and stuff. So I want to take this character as a bench test for the making of the game. But I got other ideas about new characters. For example, I can put characters from other Retrovibe games. I don't know. I can see pretty good characters from Shark Punk and the Looter here, but why not also Yanoshik? Yanoshik it could be a pretty interesting crossover.
And his ability will be not shooting, like only throwing axes, like.
yeah. It will be pretty strange, but it could work because. But I got also other ideas for original characters. For example, I want to put an anthropomorphic animal like Ninja Turtle or Battletoads, stuff like that. I was thinking about a crocodile, a human crocodile, which could be an alien from another planet. I don't know, something like that.
What do you think about putting your cat in?
A human cat, maybe. Yeah. Anyway, I want to put at least one animal into. So a cat is always a good choice. Like we have seen in Gato Roboto. Yeah, you can think about that. I take a lot from Gato Roboto for doing this, but instead when I discovered about Gato Roboto, I was already at good point, and I've designed a lot of stuff here. And then I discovered Gato Roboto and said, oh no, something did something similar, but yeah, it had been pretty strange to see Gato Roboto at the first time, because I got a lot of ideas that appear also in that game, like using vehicles and changing the palette, because here you can change your palette, as you can see. And this stuff are all stuff that you can see also in that game, but I was already into the making of my game when I discovered the other ones. So when I saw Gato Roboto, I got a little how to say discomfort. I don't know how to call it. Discouraged, because I saw that a lot of stuff I imagined were already had been made. So, but after a couple of weeks, I said, okay, doesn't matter. All the gaming history are based on ideas that recurs here and there. So screw that, and okay. By the way, then I bought Gato Roboto and played it, and yeah, I think it's a good game.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. It's a black and white, only black and white game. Yep.
Yeah, black and white, and you can change your palette like in my game.
Yeah, I like your palette of the four colors. It's you can make so much stuff only with 4 colors. It's like, oh my god.
Because in the first, my first idea was to make something similar to the Game Boy, but then I want to take a step forward and a step away from this idea of Game Boy game. Because I don't want that that this game seems too much a fun game about making stuff like the Game Boy, but something more complex. I don't know. Also for the style of the environment and the characters, I use a completely different approach from the classic sprite and tileset from the classic Game Boy game. For example, in the classic Game Boy, you have clear color in the background and darker color in the foreground, and here I want to follow a completely different approach. In fact, I got more black in the background and try to mesh up color, not in the proper ways that you can see in the Game Boy stuff. So just to create, no, just to step a little away from the Game Boy idea, and then I decided to go for the palette swapping, just to make other
And by the way, with those 4 colors, with this palette, you got a unique game.
Yeah,
it's a unique game.
I imagine when a user can start, will start putting screenshot on Steam or other social.
Okay.
And
Ivan,
even if we are running out of time.
Sorry to interrupt you. I just want to. I got one last question because we are after 8 p.m. The background tiles have really nice animations. How did you achieve that?
The background here in this level,
in the hub Onyx or in this level, because it's really nice. Yep. In hub it's really nice, to be honest.
Okay. This level, I just use the tile background with these lines, and then the sparkling in the background are kind of sprites that are put on it's difficult to explain. the sparkling are just sprites that repeating their animation over and over in looping, and are placed calculating the angles, so they follow the lines in the background. I don't know if it's clear, but I don't know how to explain it better. Okay, guys, we are run out of time. Thanks for being here. Sorry for my super bad English, and we can see each other the next week, same hour, same day, even on Friday, or all the other day of the week with the other devs from Retrovibe. Okay, thanks Yuki, thank you guys. Let's see you the next week.
So for me, thank you very much. I'm just gonna mention one thing. If you want to contact Ivan, go on Twitter, go on Steam. There's a link on the chat, so just go there. And thank you very much for being here. Thank you for inviting me and being here too. And
it's a pleasure.
And see you next week. Bye.
Bye.